Hi, my name is Jenny Cather, and I am a student in professional communications. This video discussion is, I guess, about what is your stressors. The first question that I guess it's asking me is, do you have any phobias or fears? I guess my first phobia would have to be spiders. I am very, very afraid of those. I think that they're a very ugly creature. I know that they help, the environment, and they help control the insect ratio, and they're a helpful bug or arachnid on this planet, but they're very scary looking. And I guess when I was young, living in the country, I grew up in Andalusia, Illinois, and lived right next to a field and next to the river. So we would get quite a few big wolf spiders during the fall, I guess, and the beginning of the spring, especially in our basement. And that was one place I liked to hang out because that's where all my toys were when I was little. It was kind of our toy room. And then once I got older, it turned into a family room, and that's where I would have my overnight guest stay. So yeah, that wasn't very fun when we would run into that situation. I guess another reason I'm afraid of them is my sister, Lana, and my cousin Dylan. They made me believe when I was young that in our laundry room, along the baseboards of the countertops leading to our washer and dryer, there was a little gap about, I don't know, about this big, and it was just space between the baseboards, and it was all dark and creepy looking, and they made me believe that a giant spider lived in this hole. So I was pretty afraid then to even go downstairs for a while, but it was a big prank, and they were just they were older than me, and you know how all that goes. I guess another fear from the spider thing is recently after that happened, my dad, he wasn't, I guess, so much of a parental when it came to movies and things like that. So when I was little, he had me watch, like I said, very recently after that, Arachnophobia. And after watching that movie, I was pretty much petrified for the rest of my life from spiders and, I don't know, anything that crawls really fast, I think, and has a lot of legs. I guess the second question is, what do I worry about most? I would have to say money and dying would probably be the two most things I worry about. I guess for the money part, I am not a very wealthy person. I have a part-time job, and I am a mother with 2 children. We were recently forced out of a house due to back taxes, which wasn't my doing. It was a kind of set up already owed before I even moved in, and I just wasn't able to come up with the money. So we had to sell the house and move into a duplex. But the duplex is pretty spacious, and it does have a lot of room and air and the amenities that I guess an apartment needs or a duplex needs. And it's accommodating to my children, which is great. But I guess like I said, with my part-time job, I'm not making a lot of money. I probably work about 25 to 30 hours a week. I have a pretty good hourly pay. I make over $10 an hour, so that does help. I do have benefits at my job, which also really helps, but that hasn't always been the case in the past, and I feel like the past is kind of haunting me in a way. I feel like every single time I try to get on top, or I'm getting on top, then something happens and it just knocks me back, and then I owe more and more, and more bills and higher payments, and just I keep trying to lower all that, but then something sneaks up and bites me in the butt, and that's I have to take it with a grain of salt and, you know, just move on. I guess that's what life is about. I guess my other worry is death. Something I've worried about since I was little. I guess I think about it the most when I used to try to fall asleep at night, and it was kind of harder for me to fall asleep. I'm not saying I had insomnia or anything like that, but I just started to really overthink, I think, a little bit when I was trying to fall asleep, and that thought would come across my mind. And the anxiety and stress that made me feel was beyond explainable. I mean, it caused, I feel, even like an endorphins to release in my body that just made my whole body kind of cringe and get nervous. And I don't know, I guess the feeling when your foot falls asleep and it starts to get all tingly and stuff, that's kind of what overwhelmed me, and still does when I think about that day that will actually happen to me. It's just hard to grasp that I will no longer be here. I will no longer be able to talk like I am now. Feel. I'll just be in this dark area, and, you know, I do believe in God. I do believe in heaven, but I guess there is that ultimate fear of what if that is not there? And that really scares me to beyond belief. I guess another worry that I have, or fear that I have, would be the dark. I do not like being in the dark, or unexpectedly, at least. You know, if I'm walking into a haunted house and I know it's going to be dark and I know it's going to be scary, or if I'm walking into a movie theater and I know the lights are going to dim, you know, that's not bad. But when, I guess when I wake up and it's all dark, that's just kind of unexpected, and I don't really know how to take that right at first. It just gives me a feeling of franticness. And then I guess I'd like to be aware of where I am. If I ever woke up and it was all dark and I had no idea where I was, that would be a pretty big feeling of anxiety or stress I would probably feel. I hope that never happens, and at least till the day I die. So, with that being said, I guess I'll move on to in which situations do I experience stress. I guess the most stress I have been feeling recently in my life, day to day now, I would have to say it would be at home. I work really, really hard at my job. I have came a long way working at bottom end jobs, and just, you know, trying to struggle through it. Just keeping reminding myself that eventually, hopefully, this will take me somewhere better, and I need a job for me and my children, and in order for us to live. So I feel like I finally got there as far as not having such a stressful job before I go, but I still feel the stress once I get home, because I am working a lot of hours recently, and then I come home and it's like I feel like my kids, my fiance, they don't really concentrate on helping around with the house when I'm gone. They, you know, want to have fun. They want to play their video games. They want to enjoy each other, and I understand that. But then I walk home after working all day, and my feet are tired, and I'm tired, and I do have online classwork as well that I have to get done. So walking into a complete mess, and toys all over the floor, and dishes full in the sink, and no laundry done, it kind of gets to me. It gets under my skin. It stresses me out, because then I know I have to take out another hour and a half to 2 hours just to get caught up, just to feel satisfied myself, unstressed, I guess, before I can move on with my night and even start on homework or start on dinner. And I guess being able to coincide all those things together, find time for all those, you know, have little intervals that you do everything in and feel good at the end of the night, has been the hardest for me. So it's all part of being a mom and all part of being a parent, and that's what I keep trying to remind myself to help lessen my stress, and that I would do anything and everything for my children and my fiance and my children's father. And I guess I just hope, which is also a big thing, is to hope that they appreciate me, and you know, one day when I really need them, they'll be there for me. So I guess that's it for tonight. It is the 3rd of July, so I'm gonna go and enjoy some fireworks here in a couple hours, and I hope everybody has a great 4th of July tomorrow. Thank you.